everyone, Rich Sassman here with Century 21 Affiliated. That is Scott Swinford with Hancock Mortgage.
Hey everybody.
Welcome to another Mortgage Tip Monday.
Monday, it's the best day of the week.
It is, and it is an insane spring season already. I mean, we're literally in the first week of spring, and it has been going bonkers with the market. There is no better time to sell your house in the history of selling homes right now. With how much things have appreciated and how many offers you're getting, I'm seeing less than perfect homes going for record amounts. So having said that, that's all great for the buyer. Now what about for the seller? Now what about for the buyers? And that's why we're here, is to help the buyers. So the strongest thing that you could do is be a cash buyer. That's the strongest thing, because you could potentially close in 2 weeks and be done.
As long as you've got enough cash.
Exactly. But majority of Americans don't, and don't have the assets to even pull that type of offer. So the next best thing is a conventional offer, or insured conventional. Those two are like 2A and 2B and best options right there. Even though there's reasons why it's better than an FHA. An FHA appraisal sticks with the property. A conventional appraisal doesn't. So those things really entice the sellers in this market when a home could not appraise, because the values that the appraisers are using are a couple months behind at best at this point. So it's hard for them to justify prices sometimes. Now, if they put in a low appraisal with the FHA, it sticks with the house for a pretty long time. So, at least during your sale period. So, that's not the greatest thing. So, that's why sellers prefer conventional over FHA. Because all the options we're talking about get the seller paid at closing. And the closing time frames are pretty much in the same ballpark. So, there's some... nothing will ever be as fast as cash, but all the other financing options, they're pretty much all in the same ballpark closing, so that doesn't come into a factor too much. Right. Especially if you're working with a quality lender that streamlines things, that can get things done in a timely manner, right?
Exactly. And like you said, Rich, and I need to add, the sellers like cash.
Yes.
The sellers love cash. But on the buyer side, though, if you're going to spend let's say $200,000 on a house and pay cash for it, or you can take out a loan with an interest rate in the 3s, and take that $200,000 and invest it, generally you are going to be able to have enough in your investment account to pay off that mortgage with just the interest that you got before that 30 years or 20-year period in which you were paying interest on it.
Yeah.
So for a buyer, it doesn't really make a lot of sense to pay cash, with the exception of if they have it and they want to get their offer accepted, and that's what it's going to take.
And if you're capable of purchasing your home in cash, and you don't want to keep that cash out of your own pocket for too long, you could always do a cash out refi.
There are some seasoning periods on that, but yes, you can. Figure it's a little bit less than a year, but figure a little ways down the road, you could do a cash out refinance on that and pull some of the equity that you have into it.
Yeah.
But that's something that we should really talk about. And when I say we, I mean us as a mortgage team as well as the client, to see what's going to be in their best interest. If they really need to go in with a cash offer, if that's what it's going to take, or can they take a loan out for it at a low interest rate and get a higher rate of return on their money. And again, that's a conversation to have, because there's no one size fits all with this.
No, and this is a market that not one realtor and not one loan officer has dealt with ever before. So as much as people want to sound like experts, everybody's figuring out this market as we go right now. And it's just some learn faster than others when it comes to the professional side of things. And luckily my team, we get together once a week, figure out what's working and what's not working, and we fine tune our plans. And because of that, we've been able to get houses that have 20 plus offers on them, and Even less desirable houses are getting close to 10 offers on them. So they're still getting their prices, and we're finding more efficient ways of having people come through the house without displacing our clients too much if they're still living in the property, which is a big thing because nobody likes to be not allowed in their home when they're showing. So instead of having a week of showings where you're in and out and in and out, we're doing showings on weekends and multiple offers on Monday, and we're having it a pretty awesome time at that. And that's how we're learning and adapting to this market. And the next thing that sellers are having to do is drop everything and go see houses. I mean, it used to be, okay, well, let's see this house tomorrow. No, you have to see the house today. So agents are having to be very flexible with our time schedule, and we are. I'm waking up extra early before showings are even allowed in most houses, and getting all my paperwork done and stuff that I would normally do during the day. That way, I can drop everything at moment's notice to get my clients into a home. And so there's just a lot of flexibility that needs to be done in this market, and part of it is financing, part of it is availability, and some clients are touring homes with me through Zoom. I have Zoom up on my phone and I'm walking around it, showing it to them and writing offers. And because some people don't have that flexibility at work to be able to do it, but if I don't show it to you today, you may miss out on it. So that is a lot of flexibility that needs to be had right now, and it's unlike anything we've ever seen.
Yeah, this is a crazy, crazy market. And I think most real estate agents and lenders are probably working more and working harder now than they ever have in the past. And one thing that we're seeing is, when we generally, I will write a pre-approval based on a particular property, because I want to be able to take it and say, okay, if this is the offer you're going to make on this property, we'll look up property taxes, things like that, and then approach the client, just say, okay, it looks like your payment's going to be in this range. Are you comfortable with that? Are you all right with that? So you know kind of ahead of time what you're getting into when you make that offer. When we've got clients who are submitting multiple offers on multiple houses because they get turned down, or like Rich is seeing now, where they go to schedule a showing and they've already accepted an offer on it.
Yep.
And it's a very short time since it even hit the market.
Less than 12 hours sometimes.
So it's tough. So we're writing a lot of pre-approvals.
Yes.
For the same clients sometimes, but that's not a bad thing.
No.
And that's okay. I don't mind doing the work, and I want to make sure that our clients know that if you're looking at putting an offer in on house A, but house B, maybe the property taxes are different, or it's a little bit different price range. So now I want you to know exactly what you're getting into when you sign on a dotted line on that purchase agreement and when it gets accepted.
Yeah. And the good news is somebody has to win each house. It might as well be you. So instead of looking at houses at the very max of your pre-approval, why don't you, if you're pre-approved for $250, why don't you look at houses at $220? Or if you're pre-approved for $350, look at houses that are in the $300 to $320 range. You're not going to see too big of a difference in quality and sizes of the homes, but there's definitely a big price difference, and it allows us to go up and try to be the best offer and get your offer accepted at that point. So right now, listing prices are more of the starting price at an auction than what the actual sale price will be.
And that I've never seen that before.
No, and that's the thing. If you are thinking about writing an offer below list price, you might as well just be prepared not to be in that home. And I've never said that before in my career, and none of the agents in my office have ever said that before. And I'm sure I'm not the only real estate agent you're hearing that from right now.
It's it's like that everywhere out there. So that's why last Monday when Rich and I talked, and we suggested that again, just exactly like what Rich said, is if you're approved up to $350, maybe looking at houses in the $320 to $325 range in case you do need to escalate above asking price.
Exactly.
to make sure that you're getting the home that you really want.
Yeah.
And understand, it's a tough market out there. If you get turned down for one or two houses you put offers in, you know what? Don't feel bad. We were so used to putting an offer and getting accepted. You know, last year, even a year before at this time.
6 months ago.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You know, we put in an offer and we go 2% below asking price, and maybe even ask for some concessions for closing costs. It is an entirely different game we're playing right now.
Yeah. Now, real fast, I don't want to keep this more than a minute, but when it comes to concessions, one thing that we're doing is getting our offer accepted first, and then saying, hey, depending on the appraisal, can we write a different contract or write an addendum to it that says, okay, we're raising the purchase price by $5,000, and also we're asking for $5,000 in concessions at that point, because concessions don't look good up front. But if the seller knows that if the house isn't going to appraise for that number, then we don't get the closing funds and whatnot. $5,000. So there are ways of still getting that, just not up front.
Right.
So, and before the docs get sent over to Scott on the buyer side, we get all that signed off by everyone. Then we send it to Scott. That way, we don't change things in the middle of his processing either.
Exactly.
So.
And we appreciate that very much. Yeah, we like to have a clean file that everything's been negotiated as much as possible.
Yeah.
Everything that we know of what's going to come up has been taken care of, so that it goes very quickly with us.
Exactly. So, little market spotlight. I have a couple houses coming up in Cherville and Crown Point around the 300,000 mark, if not just a little bit below. If you're interested in seeing them, feel free to message me, and when I'm allowed to share them by the MLS rules, I will share them with you. If you have, I have buyers looking in. I have a long list of buyers looking to, and most of them are willing to pay the premium. They're just having bad luck with multiple offers. So if you don't want tons of offers on your home and you want just a top offer to begin with, let me know on your home, and we'll make sure we write up a great offer for you. But other than that, I'm Rich Sassman of Century 21. That is Scott Swinford with Hancock Mortgage, and we'll see you next Monday.
Take care, folks.